Hey guys, this is professional wrestler Colt Cabana and professional podcaster Colt Cabana. You're listening to the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. This is awesome. 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 This promo is dreadful, which would make it awesome.
Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Welcome. This is Awesome Wrestling Show, episode number 82. We are 18 away from the big surprise for Steve Guy for episode 100. Looking forward to it, Steve. I'm Glenn Moore, joined here by Steve Guy. Plenty of topics to talk about on the show today. No guest this week, but we are hitting a bunch of general wrestling topics. We're going to be talking about Ryback possibly leaving WWE. He went home, and not before mocking CM Punk on his entrance at Payback, but also he put the pre-show stopper on the back of his belt. So we'll talk about that. We'll also recap Payback really quick. We'll also really quickly recap AIW's Girls Night Out 17. We'll talk about Enzo's serious injury and the timetable for his return, and Ric Flair's airport incident and what WWE might and not be telling you. Might be hiding something with Ric Flair and possibly being drunk at the airport. And we'll hit on Camp WWE. And I got a rant about the superfans. Brock Lesnar guy, you know who you are. That douche.
Brock Lesnar guy, Brock Lesnar guy, you know who you are. He does know who he is. He wants everybody else to know who he is.
We'll talk about that as well, because I am not a fan of superfans, as we've hit on it before. But Brock Lesnar was very prevalent in the last two WWE shows, and trying to get him. There was a tweet, Jericho, put him in his place. Good job, Jericho. But we'll talk about this and more on the show. And we also have a Camp WWE trivia for Steve Guy, because he has not seen Camp WWE. I have. I thought it was hilarious, even though people are shitting all over it. I thought it was a good adult cartoon, and I think you should watch it if you are over the age of MA.
What is that age?
MA, what is he at, 18? 20?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, so over the age of MA. If you are MA or older.
17?
Is it NC 17? What's MA after? Is that NC 17?
Well, MA is TV.
Okay.
So it's different than your film ratings.
Okay. Well,
so
whatever.
I'm not sure.
Well, let's see.
I couldn't tell you.
But anyway, Camp WWE was Sunday, so we're going to hit on that as well for the show. But first, really quickly, and I know a lot of people, the time this comes out, Raw and Payback are, way in the rearview mirror. But let's talk about AIW Girls Night Out 17. We saw Gail Kim back here in Cleveland for AIW. Just a reminder, JLIT is in 3 weeks from this Saturday and Memorial Day weekend, a 2-day affair. Tickets at ARWrestling.com. Billy Gunn will be in town. Dan Severn will be in town. Plenty of superstars will be coming back to AIW, and also reoccurring characters as well. And on Saturday they have the trainees show, Back to the Future. Shout out to Danielson Rockingham and Frankie Flynn.
Yeah.
And Dom, 3 guys that hung out with.
Oh, top 10.
Top 10.
Dom.
Shout out to Mr. Frankie Flynn, who, as a man, and he have beer choices, still goes for the Mike's Hard Lemonade. I do not understand that. Real men should not be drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Frankie Flynn doesn't really drink.
He drank there.
Right, so he gets nervous that he'll get drunk too quickly.
So he goes for the quote-unquote ladies drink.
Yeah.
When there's a PBR right there, and he has some Bud Light.
That's right.
I blasted this guy. He's afraid he'll get drunk after one drink?
Got a haircut. It's looking sharp. I don't know what to tell you. Shaved off that little goatee thing. I don't know what it's called.
Pubic hair?
Yeah, Frankie Flynn and I had a great chat. He's going to be debuting some new ring gear real soon.
Oh, terrific.
I'm excited about
Hopefully some freaking pants.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh.
I don't want to ruin the surprise for you, Glenmore.
Oh, God. It's really the whole wrestling world is hoping.
It's for you.
How is it for me?
I mean, the surprise is for you.
Oh, well.
I'll tell the rest of the wrestling world. I'll tweet it. Make it so you can't
You're
see
making
it.
it seem like Frankie Flynn is like some big wrestler guy.
He's not very big at all. He's not very large.
He has like 200 followers
He's not
on
the
Twitter.
big guy.
He's like 200 followers on Twitter. I mean, come on. No one knows.
I'm excited about his new ring gear.
Well, we'll see. All right. But shout out to those three guys for keeping us company during this Girls Night Out show. Transitioning to the Ryback and news considering the Ryback.
The big guy.
He is going home, taking his ball and going home, and he posted a lengthy post on Tumblr, of all places, about the decision to go home and what went into that decision with the WWE, about a pay scale, guys that win get more than the guys that do not win, and he's upset. New contracts not being worked out, and his expires, I believe, this summer. So realistically, we could see the Ryback, or whatever he's going to be calling them, Ryan Reeves or whatever,
Skip Sheffield,
in the fall. And I tweeted out, "Hey, love to see Ryback in AIW, making the rounds for AIW. I'm sure his price won't be $4,000 like it was for China, but
Hope not.
This brings a good.
Although it could be.
Right.
Listen, if he thinks he deserves the money.
No one's giving him $4,000 for appearance. Nobody. So it brings up a good point because obviously, we don't know what wrestlers earn. We don't know who gets more money. We do know, obviously, it's a fact that top guys like Cena, Orton, those guys have been around for a while. They get paid the big money. Obviously, if you sell merch out your butt, you're going to get a lot of money.
Sure.
And that goes hand in hand. If the one thing that guys in WWE tell me is that if you sell merch, you're going to get time, you're going to get featured. And so if you are over with the crowd, you will get more time. You will win matches. You will be featured more. And even if you're losing, you will still be featured more in prevalent storylines. You will still get to be able on the shows. And in this day and age, I think there isn't a big superstar right now. Cena's hurt. Reigns, I don't view it as. So we got a lot of mid-carders, just playing towards the top of the card. So my question for you, Steve, is do you agree with the sentiment that, okay, just because you win more, you should be paid more, but is it really more towards if you are more over with the crowd, you are generating money through merchandise, and you are getting the big pop from the crowd, that should go towards getting paid more because you are making money for the company?
Yeah, I think it's the audience response, bar none, as to it determines what you should get paid for. That's what they say it's about. And I don't think that should necessarily be about winning or losing. If he's upset with the winners making more money flat out than the losers, and if that is the case, okay, I guess you can have an argument. But, and again, we don't know what these guys make. It reasons me to think Dolph Ziggler, as I said before the show, super over with fans, right? Fans love him. Loses a ton. But I think he's pretty well taken care of financially.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's hurting there. So that argument doesn't hold weight. And now, at the same time, are there guys that are super over with fans that aren't getting pushed and probably aren't making money? Sure. If this was all based upon audience reception, Zack Ryder should be making some solid money right now.
I'm sure Ryder is making solid money.
Yeah, I don't know if he's making top money, which, kind of
we're
holds Ryback's argument, but
I'm sure he's making more than Ryback.
He's probably making a lot of money off of merch, too.
He's been there for over, also 10 years, so he's been there over 10 years himself, so
yeah.
If you were, Miz is making a lot of money. I'm sure Ryder's making a lot of money.
Miz, again, gets that audience response. There's another guy. Now, he's a heel, so he's getting the response he should get. But that's why he would get paid more. Okay, we need somebody to go out there and be a heel and make the audience hate them. You know what, Miz? You're actually really fantastic at that. You should get paid accordingly.
And Miz is paid a lot more just because he is, the unofficial ambassador of WWE.
Oh.
No, he goes on interviews. He does promotional events.
Right.
He's known worldwide. And when they need someone to do a promotional event, he's the guy they call. So he is more than just, a character on TV. He is, like I said, the quote-unquote unofficial ambassador when it comes to media and promotional events.
Where I got lost in Ryback's whole Tumblr spiel and everything is he started off about how it's not about the money or a bus or anything. That's already been worked out, and he's happy with that. But then he talks about how the winners, people who win, get paid more than the losers. And then he says, but it's all about being creative. And it's like, well, if you can be a loser. And he's like, I'm okay losing and putting people over. But he didn't like that the losers make less money. So it is about the money. Yeah. You can't sit there and say, I was happy with the money, so that had nothing to do with it. Well, no, you're obviously not happy about the money.
He wants that big push to where he can.
So we can make the money.
Make more money. And he has never.
But then what it comes down to is the money, right? Because the only reason he wants the push is because you make more money.
Yeah.
So, in effect, what you're unhappy with is the money.
Yeah. I mean, and he wants the big push that, he initially had one with the whole CM Punk and the ref, what was it, Hell in the Cell, I believe, or something like that with Maddox,
right.
Him over. And he has won the IC title, once. That was, IC title reigns are just forgettable now, but he hasn't really been over. And whether it's creative's fault for that or if it's just Ryback not being a guy that, fans are going to constantly cheer or boo when he is a bad guy. I mean, like I said, if you are way over, you get more time. But then again, you look at guys like, Sandow, who, as Mizdow, was way over. He was a part of, with Miz, getting major heat, and they had that, the blow-up, and after that, the blow-off match, and after that, he's been off TV. Went back to Damian Sandow, and he still gets a good pop, but
the fans still want him, though.
The thing is, too, when you are limited as a character, there's only certain things creative can do for you. They can't force a storyline to go, and when that happens, too, you have to reinvent yourself. Look at Miz. Miz has reinvented himself 3 or 4 times during his career. He was the SmackDown, boy band looking guy, the lead host of SmackDown. And then he was the dirt sheet with Morrison. Mm-hmm. And then he went to a more serious character and won the WWE title. And then he went to being a jerk, back to, being that arrogant jerk. And then he was off TV, and then they didn't know what to do with him. And then he was the A-listing, movie star guy. And then he brought Maurice. It's been an evolution. And some guys, with Ryback, can you do that with Ryback? Can he reinvent himself?
What can you really do with Ryback? Here's a good question. Did the Ryback become a Big Show or Kane-like character too soon? You look at those guys, and Big Show's like, yeah, I mean, I turn face or heel all the time because that's what they need me to do, put guys over. Did they turn to Ryback to start doing that too soon in his career? And, that's part of the problem, too, why he doesn't get a push.
Well,
because he said he has no problems putting guys over, right? And we've watched him flip-flop between heel and face multiple times already in his career.
Big Show and Kane are tenured there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So did this happen to Ryback too soon that he became too frustrated and there could be no push? So, when Big Show or Kane do it, they don't care because they're tenured and because they've already had their time to shine and they're past that, and now they're company guys and they're happy in those roles and they're respectful of those roles. Ryback's of a certain age where he feels like I shouldn't just be a company guy at this age already.
Well, I think it's not even a company guy because he's not. Kane is doing movies. Big Show has done movies. He's done the boxing angle. There will always be a room for Kane and Big Show until they retire. Yeah. They are in the category where they can leave when they want. They'll never be forced out. And Ryback is not even close to being there. And when a contract is up and they renegotiate, I'm sure Ryback wanted more money and he wanted a push. He wanted some kind of push when it comes time for this contract to take an effect. And I'm sure Vince is sitting there saying, "Well, we can't promise you this because we've given you a chance and you haven't really gone over." They've given him chances. They gave him an IC title, and his matches have gotten better, but still, there's only certain there's only so much you can do with a big guy like that. You can't really reinvent yourself that much.
Yeah. If Ryback were a female on the Girls Night Out show, who would you most compare him to?
I mean,
is he somebody who
he's not
overvalues himself to the extent that, he feels like he should get this amazing push, he should be at this level, but again, as we said, was he really that over with the crowd? Does he really deserve that? No. In his mind, he can get there, but we haven't seen maybe enough of it, and even sample of that. So again, is he another guy where somebody's sitting here close to him, be like, yeah, no, you are amazing, you are great, and it just doesn't work? Is he the only one who doesn't see it?
No, I'm sure, because everybody's contract is at different times, so I'm sure this happens more than enough. And some guys who, there isn't anywhere else to go. You can go to the indie scene, you can go to New Japan, Ring of Honor. You're not going to make WWE money, so there's no WCW. They're not going to go to TNA because people aren't getting paid at TNA, so it's not guaranteed you're going to get paid. So there is no alternative. And some guys are smart with the money, some guys are bad with the money. So if Ryback says he's smart and his finances are in order, if he can afford to leave and stand his ground and go home, then okay, great. That guy, he put himself in that position to do that, and he's not forced to take the WWE deal and maybe undervalue himself to where he feels like, oh, hey, I'm not gonna have a job if I don't stick around. Right. He's not boxed in the corner. If he can go home and make a stand, and if he's released and he can go to New Japan or the Indies, then great for him. But
did you ever see the Table for Three with Daniel Bryan, and Dolph Ziggler?
No, I saw clips.
So, I watched that full thing. He didn't come across very well on that either.
He's not.
Came across as like, oh, I couldn't handle them making jokes and just wanted to ride by myself. He came across kind of very awkwardly then, too. Called Daniel Bryan a bully, in fact.
He's very, just
sensitive.
My personal interaction with him, he's very, he's very sensitive, and he's very, what's the most polite way to say this? He's not all there.
Okay.
So he's like, he's a lone wolf kind of guy, and he has his own ways, and it's proving out to be that way despite negotiations for a contract. So, hey, Ryback is not a player. He's not going to be a 12-time WWE champion anytime soon.
Well, but then he thinks he is. And anything you've ever heard him talk, he feels like he is that guy.
Well,
so that's what I mean. Maybe he needs to realize,
himself.
Hey, all right, I'm not that guy, but I could still do a pretty damn good job and make a pretty damn good living at this.
Well, WWE will go on. The world will not.
You sure?
The world will not, go into a sadness that if Ryback is not on TV. And he's been a pre-show guy anyway, with a program with Kalisto that really has no storyline whatsoever.
It's over now.
On ThisIsAwesomeWrestlingShow.com, CM Punk is mocked by Ryback, and Ryback's final appearance on WWE TV, when Ryback came out for his match
in Chicago.
First of all, he had his the pre-show stopper belt on, and then he did the CM Punk, on one knee, with the ground, and then on his clock, there's a watch. So, and
interesting that he would do that, in the sense that his argument is very similar to CM Punk's.
Yeah.
Like, he's mocking him, but at the same time, you can almost take it as he's paying homage to him.
Yeah, well, it's more, I'm
sure it's a mockery because of what they've had.
Yeah, it's more of a personal thing. It's not,
Yeah.
But it's more of a CM Punk doesn't like Ryback, the wrestler, and
yeah,
Ryback thinks that what he says is not true. So, but that was so funny that still happened, and I got a lot of positive reaction because people are sick of CM Punk, the CM Punk chants, and the references of CM Punk when it comes to WWE. So Ryback got a lot of fans for that on social media, but right now, he was booked for the tournament for the U.S. title number one contenders match, the Battle Royal, and he was booked for that, but before Raw, he decided to go home. So Ryback, we'll keep you updated on what happens with that. He could be on his indie scene, like I said. I would not mind seeing him in AIW.
Sure, that'd be fun.
Taking on the Frankie Flynn. Body pressing
Frankie
Flynn out of the ring.
Come on.
Sticking with WWE, a major injury happened. Enzo, concussion, banging his head against the ring when it comes to being thrown on the outside. Just watching it, the replay in slow motion, you see Enzo's eyes roll, and
it was rough.
And they just didn't move. They stopped the match. If you did watch Kofi Kingston, he was actually streaming live on Facebook during the whole match.
Kofi was, or what was Xavier
Kofi.
doing?
Xavier was
Snapchatting.
Yeah, and
That's
Big
right.
E was Snapchatting or posting Twitter. He was posting on Twitter. So Kofi was live with Facebook video live, and when it happened, he put the it was serious. He put the phone down, but it didn't stop streaming. You can hear the medics, you can hear people talking, and you can hear the officials say, "Okay, get out of here, guys. We got next match is going to happen." So that was pretty interesting if you're watching it. And at first, the guys don't really realize how serious it is until the mechs come out and everything,
Yeah.
and the refs put up the X sign and everything. But that was an interesting take because he was sitting right there and kind of give it insight.
Yeah, I think they all knew something was up right away, but not how serious. You could tell everybody looked very concerned very quickly.
Yeah, kudos to the ref to making the call quickly because obviously Gosh was going to pick him up and throw him back in the ring. So kudos to the referee to realize the situation, throwing the X up, stopping the match, and you have trainers there. Trainers sitting there ringside so quickly, getting into it, and luckily it's only a concussion, but. We talked about Booker T. I know you weren't part of the interview, but Booker T. Talked about Shane going through the table, jumping off the cell, and he says it might not hurt that much at first, but it could be a lingering injury.
Sure.
And with concussions, obviously, it's nothing to mess around with, but it could be something to where neck, shoulder area, or head injury that something could pop up later on. So we won't see Enzo Amore on TV probably for a couple of months. They do a lot of impact tests for concussions, a lot of rehab, and they make sure that you are 100% clear before getting you back in the ring. So, get well, Enzo, and it's bad timing because they were getting hot.
Oh, they're hot, yeah.
And Big Cass is not a guy that can be by himself. He is a sidekick. He is not a main guy.
He could be by himself if you understand that he is taking on the I need to redeem this for the team. You get what I mean? Like,
well, even
he,
that,
he's doing it like this is for my little buddy. We're still a team. Not in the sense that he's going at it to be a singles competitor.
Yeah, but
I mean?
But the thing is, though, also you need to book him to be a singles competitor, and right now, I don't think there's any room for him to be a singles competitor. It's going to be
he just needs to be able to keep things alive for them in the tag team realm.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised that he's off TV for a while too. Like you can't have him keep teaming with the New Day for 4 or 5 weeks until Enzo comes back.
No,
so
we'll see the severity.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo's off. Big Cass is off TV. Other topics to talk about: Ric Flair, the airport incident. Now, Ric Flair, I've experienced Ric Flair on a personal level many times. I know what kind of guy he is. So this is not surprising that he is acting like he's drunk in the Boston airport and could have fell.
Not surprised that he's acting like he's drunk, or you wouldn't be surprised if he was drunk?
Both.
Okay.
Hitting his head, bleeding all over the airport.
Did he blade?
I do not. How would you get a blade?
It's Ric Flair. I don't know.
Hey, so he was reportedly acting, very, very suspicious. Some erratic behavior. First it was his hand, then they said it was his head, and they said he wasn't drunk. But then people were tweeting out photos of him at the bar, And we know Ric Flair does not just have one drink. He has to have partake in many. So he could have been drunk, and could be WWE hiding something. But it's Ric Flair, man. You're gonna have stories like this. He's the man, but what age do you get that? It's just okay. Just calm down, slow it down, Rick.
I mean, for him, I guess you don't.
You're just gonna die at the bar,
or in a wrestling ring, one or the other.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna be wrestling anymore, but
yeah,
I would take bar over ring.
Well, now last night on Raw, Stephanie banning him from the Extreme Rules match and whatnot. Is that leading us to essentially a quiet way to put out a little bit of punishment?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's more of you got
keep him off TV, so to speak.
No, I don't think it's any pertaining to that. I think it's just more towards the storyline that Rick has gotten himself involved in Charlotte's matches, and this is just something for Charlotte. And obviously, you
knew that was going to come. I'm just wondering if did it come sooner?
No,
was this a convenient time to do it?
I don't think so. No? That's a month away. That's 4 weeks away.
Yeah,
Extreme Rules. So I mean, you're gonna have to.
That's true. It's still further away.
So I mean, I think it's more for the storyline than punishing Rick. If Rick was getting punished, they just wouldn't he wouldn't be on TV. He wouldn't be at Payback. So, but hopefully Rick stays around for a little longer. Slow down, Rick. Hey, we had dinner after Fastlane. It was me, Jerry, his fiance, Charlotte, and Rick. Mm-hmm. And Rick was eating some hummus, so at least he's eating well.
Loves the hummus.
And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this. I talked to you about this, but good story for the fans out there. So we're eating dinner, and Rick couldn't find the bathroom. So every single time, this is like an empty restaurant in Cleveland, not the arcade, whatever it's called. I don't even know. It's where the Hyatt is. It's not the arcade. It's like Galleria.
Yeah, no, that's the arcade.
It is?
The Hyatt's the arcade. On Euclid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're eating there at the restaurant. Nobody was there. Alice was there. And Rick couldn't find the bathroom. So he was drunk, obviously. So he was kept walking by everything, like, he couldn't go this way, the other way. So he's walking by our table like 4 or 5 times. And every single time he goes, woo, woo. Like this, like, oh, Rick, you're all right? Woo! Like he just keeps wooing back and forth. I mean, obviously I loved it. It's Ric Flair wooing.
Right.
But just, if you've been around Rick and you know that his erratic behavior is somewhat of the norm, he can be a douchebag at times. If you want an autograph for free or a picture for free, he probably won't do it.
No.
He will say, go to like a WrestleMania weekend. He telling fans, hey, I'll see you tomorrow at Access. And people, oh, give me a picture. There's like 100 people who want a picture. He's just going to dinner. He has no time to do that. He's Ric Flair. If you have $100, maybe he'll do it. How much was Ric Flair's autograph and picture at the WrestleCon in San Jose?
Wasn't it like $150?
Oh, I thought it was like $85, but I think you're right. $150, yeah. For a picture and an autograph, or like 3 things autographed or something like that?
It was multiple things, yeah. I think you're right. Maybe just for like the autograph or something was $85, but for multiple things was like $150 or something.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Imagine dropping almost $100 for a photo and autograph for Ric Flair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I can't imagine doing that.
I mean, even $20 for Vader was like, geez, a lot to me. But almost $100, that's to barely get a second with Ric Flair to get a photo. I mean, I got a free photo with him, but
it's a nature boy.
But like, geez, I couldn't imagine dropping. But hey, people do it. Whatever.
They love him.
Camp WWE. Now, this is the new adult TV MA show on the network. The first episode rolled out Sunday night.
I heard it was kind of campy.
All right.
I missed my Ric Flair joke. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Woo, more like whoa. Am I right? Sorry.
All right.
Back to Camp WWE.
So I thought it was pretty good. The reviews have come in, mixed reviews. I've talked to some people who loved it. Some wrestling snarky websites have not. I don't know why.
People expecting there to like be storylines.
I mean, come on, it's a freaking it's a cartoon.
I mean, is that what the reviews that are negative that you're reading? Like, is that what they anticipated?
Vince McMahon has a pill, all right? He throws it in the water. A boat appears. He gets on the boat, zooms off. It's a cartoon. What do you want? People are like rating it like, wow, like it's a pay-per-view. Like, oh, this was good.
What pill would ever make a boat?
I give it 3 stars out of 5. Like,
this didn't really advance the whole authority storyline.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens in future episodes with Stone Cold Steve. Like, give me a break.
It's just each episode is technically supposed to probably stand alone, I would imagine, right?
I think so. So you have
who cares? Like Looney Tunes.
You have like Triple H and Stephanie, who are the camp counselors. You have Vince being the main guy for the campgrounds, and you have like Stone Cold and Kevin Owens and Big Show and R-Truth, John Cena being the other the campers, and you have like Triple H, who like there's like a lot of jokes like that they actually acknowledge in the show from like fans. They when they show Cena and R-Truth for the credits, Cena's writing Cena, let's go Cena, and R-Truth is writing Cena sucks. Like little stuff like that. Triple H when he talks, I am the game. Like he does the.
Is it him doing his voice?
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
The kid is not voiced by Triple H, but in future episodes, Triple H is Quadruple H, which is Triple H's father.
His dad. Okay.
So he comes on the campground. So, Vince is terrific. I thought he was great.
But Vince was Vince.
Right?
Because they showed him and Ric Flair recording for this on the show.
It's really Flair. It's really Rick. Sergeant Slaughter is in this episode. It was really him too.
Yeah.
Slaughter his cartoon was terrific. So, I like Family Guy. We talked before the show. I like Family Guy. I like Futurama, Robot Chicken. Archer, shows that are cartoony but more for adults oriented. I enjoy those. So this is nothing new to me. But having the wrestling style, wrestling characters, and actually acknowledging like some different like fan chants and different aspects of wrestling that kind of shy away for real wrestling, like the real like Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views.
Right.
I thought it was pretty fun. Like Vince doesn't want people to leave the camp, so he surrounds the whole campgrounds with a Hell in a Cell. Like come on. Like, this is like, if you really, this is not going to win any Emmys or like Golden Globes.
Sure.
It's not going to, reinvent art cartoons.
It's a cartoon. Doesn't need to continue. You look at Family Guy. Family Guy, they're all its own episode. The Simpsons has survived nearly 30 years at this point, and no episode necessarily has anything to do with the other, with the exception of when they kill off Mr. Burns. But for a lot of times, you can watch all those episodes, and you can watch one. You don't have to watch the 3 before it.
Yeah.
And that's probably what they'll do with this. So maybe people are just, because it's wrestling, maybe they're just expecting there to be storylines. But people are WWE Network. You're now just supposed to be able to watch stuff just to watch and have fun.
People are like delving into this a little bit more, saying like the first episode was about Cena being sad at Camp WWE and wanting to go home, and he leaves, and Vince is like on a quest to find Cena, and it's like, pairing it to like if Cena ever wanted to leave WWE, Vince would never let that happen. Like he would not let Cena leave.
Oh, they're just looking too far into it.
I mean, obviously, like
it's Seth Green writing this stuff. I mean, he's pretty much been given creative freedom here.
Yeah, Seth Green.
So it has nothing to do with the real business per se.
No,
maybe the rumors and, like you said, the chants and things. Yeah.
Even Vince, like there's a homage to I think Vince, with his quads. Or Vince is running down the hill towards Cena, and Vince like his legs give out, and Vince is sitting there like my legs don't work, and Cena has to carry Vince. So it's like Cena has to carry the company on his shoulders.
Yeah,
and then Vince's legs are fine, and Vince goes, "Oh, it's a work." Like he says, it's a work. Like words that you don't really usually hear.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I'll watch it, and it may just be one of those things where. I don't think it's that funny, and I don't watch it. But I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, oh, it should be more like, no critical take on it.
I wonder what episode 2 is going to be.
Right, yeah.
Well, I have a few quotes here.
Okay.
Right? And since you haven't seen it, you haven't seen the episode, you don't know what happens.
No.
I'll give you little tidbits here and there, but you don't really know the whole gist of it. So I have 3 or 4 quotes here.
Okay.
And you have to tell me if this quote was part of the show or not in the show.
Oh, okay.
All right. John Cena, don't be a pussy.
I think John Cena actually said that in real life at some point, didn't he?
Well, Triple H is saying, John Cena, don't be a pussy.
Oh, Triple H said John Cena, don't be a pussy. I thought you were saying John Cena said,
don't
be
a
pussy.
no. He said, no, this is, someone is telling Triple H, this could not be true either way, is saying, John Cena, don't be a pussy.
Real life, not the show. Not the cartoon.
It happened in the show.
Oh, in the cartoon?
Yeah, in the cartoon. It
might have happened in real life, too.
He said it. If your nose was any bigger, you'd be an anteater. This is towards Triple H.
Oh, that happened. Didn't Jericho say that to him? Or The Rock?
Dude, this is for the cartoon. Did it happen in the first episode of the cartoon or not?
Probably so.
No, it didn't happen.
See, that's what I'm saying. This has happened in real life. Now, wait. Well, I guess some things. So, what you're saying is some things that did happen in real life happened in the cartoon too, huh?
I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
All right. We found porn in Dean Ambrose's cabin.
That's in the cartoon.
Yes, it is.
Obviously.
And that's all I have.
Oh.
So 3. You got 2 out of 3 right.
The anteater reminds me of, you know what I was thinking of was that, was it Jason, whatever, the guy who did the impressions all the time?
Oh, Jason Sensation.
Jason Sensation. But I think, wasn't he being Owen when he said that?
For Owen Hart.
He's like, if my nose was any bigger, I'd be an anteater.
Yeah. No, he says, aardvark.
Aardvark. That's what it was. Yeah. You're right. Enough is enough. It's time for a change.
What am I? Look at my outfit. What am I? A crosswalk sign? A railroad crossing? Yeah. So if you like cartoons and you like wrestling and you like some swearing, Vince saying asshole and all these different words, I think it was great. I think it's terrific. He called himself Von Dickless or something. Like he called it was some weird name he called himself back in the day, just off the wall stuff. You should, if you just watch it like you're watching Tom and Jerry.
Well, I don't know if Tom and Jerry was that filthy, but
I mean it's a cartoon,
right? I got you.
A mouse isn't gonna slam a cat with a hammer.
Like you would watch Animaniacs.
Jeez. Anyway, all right, super fans. Did we already talk about this?
Only briefly. We talked about
Brock
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar guy is a douche trying to get himself over. The clown guy, we've already hit on him a lot.
We have.
He's a douche in himself who's a clown. And then he had a buddy. What makes a grown man say, hey, Frank the Clown, I'm going to put on some paint on my face and sit, towards the hard camera like a clown on TV where everybody's going to see me. What? Why?
I don't know what made him do it, but if your question is what made his buddy think that that's a great idea and he should join with, I think that's pretty obvious. If you're friends with Frank the Clown and you see Frank the Clown do it, and now all of a sudden he's dating Noelle Foley, maybe you give it a shot.
No. There's no woman.
Maybe you see how that can work out for you.
There is no woman that would make me sit as a clown against facing the camera. It's going to be on me the whole night for 4 hours. I know. There's no woman.
I would not.
Maybe T Swift. I'll do it for T Swift.
Yeah, I would not do it on my own accord, but I would.
I'm sure he did.
If Noelle Foley came to me and was like, if you sat here at the hard cam with dress up as a clown, I would be like,
Noelle Foley is a very.
I'm not saying that's how that went down.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
Right.
There's no. I have. And why do these guys think they're a part of the show?
That I don't like. You know who I like? I like the Undertaker guy who made that one face, and you know what?
He's off. He's done.
He's done.
And then he reemerged.
He jokes about it.
Yeah, at Access he reemerged, and Taker did the guy's face for him in the photo. Okay, simple. It's funny.
That's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
I would shake his hand and take a photo with him if I saw him in public.
Yeah.
But you have clown guy. You have the
and now Brock Lesnar guy.
He thinks that he's in the middle between Jericho and Ambrose. And
yes.
Jericho called them out on that.
We should set that up for folks. So last night on Raw, it was Monday night on Raw, happened to be sitting there ramp side, correct? And Jericho and Ambrose are getting ready to go at it, and then in a still shot, you could see Brock Lesnar guy in between them. So he tweets out, "Why are we always up in the middle of this?" What did Jericho say? Called him a jackass.
Yeah, it's like, it's not about you or, whatever, jackass.
On Twitter, yeah.
So he called them out.
Nobody cares about you, jackass.
And the thing is, too, is that, especially Clown Guy, like, oh, Cena knows who I am. Like, these guys think that he's a joke. Like, the joke's on him. And, okay, the only guy that I like, Superfan, that you see on TV a lot is Sign Guy. He's the guy with the blue shirt and the red hat. He wears it all the time. He obviously has signs.
Sure.
But, like, when something happens, like, he is, booing someone or cheering for someone, like, he's just a regular fan that you see, more times than others.
Yeah, he just goes to a lot of shows.
But when you have, like, WWE and, like, in your Twitter name and, like, you think you're a part of the show and trying to get over, dude, you need to reevaluate your life.
Sign Guy is like any other fan. You just notice him because he happens to be there at every single
and he has
show.
He has cool signs. He has
That's like
unique signs.
If you've ever watched Indians baseball over the last decade or more, you ever notice there's always that guy?
Yeah, Grandpa. Yeah,
with the different colored hats.
Every inning, new hat.
But he's just there every game. That's where his seats are.
Is he still doing that now?
I don't think. I haven't seen him like last year or two.
Well, the way Indians have played, I don't want to come either.
Yeah, but he's there every game.
Yeah.
That's so you notice and you recognize him.
But he's not trying like to upshow the Indians or anything.
No, he has a little fun with his hats.
He's not saying like he's trying to get over with the Indians or he's an actual Indians employee.
Didn't ask them for anything.
He is just a fan that people recognize more than others.
Right.
So the super fan thing, dude, is getting out of hand, especially Brock Lesnar guy trying to be like, stay, like, I'm keeping you guys away from each other, like, I'm a part of the show.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the guardrail.
And, like, how do these guys have, like, 30,000 followers, 40,000 followers?
I don't know.
Like, there's 40,000 people that want to know what this guy's talking about.
But does tweeting about them or even talking about it on the show help it?
I mean, no, we're angry, so it's a little bit. We're not just. I'm pissed because.
But like now he's gotten even more attention from Chris Jericho.
Well, people listen to our show. Well, it's true. Yeah, you're right. But I think Jericho calling him a jackass is, it's cool. Like putting him in his place. People are like, oh, Jericho put him in his place. Finally, a wrestler.
So like, sit down.
Yeah, finally a wrestler calls him out like on his bullshit. So, I mean, in this show, hopefully our listeners are more smart not to follow. Well, we all know Justin Summers follows all those people, probably. It's Justin. Where's our intern? Where's our food for today?
Justin, he's in his pickup truck.
Well,
or not pickup truck, semi truck, I should say.
Wants to be an intern, and he can't even do the intern duties.
Well, he said he'd bring it to the next show. We had a good chat afterwards.
That's 2 days too. So 2 days.
I didn't tell me he had to bring 2 days worth of food.
Hey, that's one show. 2 days
man.
Each day.
Wow.
Come on, Justin.
Wow.
You can making up for now.
Yeah, I guess. Missed these weeks.
If you want to be an intern, follow us at TIA Wrestling or go to our website, thisisawesomeWrestlingShow.com. We are also accepting sponsors.
We sure are.
We have different packages for your sponsorship needs, and we will gladly pimp out your product or service on the show. Let's go to thisisawesomeWrestlingShow.com, hit the contact button, and you'll be able to send us an email and your message on why you would love for us to sponsor your product or service. There is not anything that we will not endorse except Weber Grill.
So what?
Weber Grill. We've been down that road.
I don't want to. We don't need we don't need Ambiance as a sponsor, do we?
Nah.
Yeah, the stuff like that we don't need. Or what are those other things? Pure Romance. There we go. We don't need that unless we're trying to get people to buy
Store for lovers.
Yeah, that's Ambiance. It's Store for lovers.
We don't want the Store for lovers to give you some stuff for your lady friends.
Yeah, all right, I guess.
There you go.
Maybe, yeah.
Give you some stuff to give to your lady friends. There you go.
Absolutely, there you go.
Steve Guy, you're the wingman.
Let's do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sign us up.
Right down your alley.
Ambiance Store for Lovers. You should sponsor This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.
We have a very gold package for you right up your alley.
Yeah, we do. We got a great package for you.
So, like I said, hit us up. This is AwesomeWrestlingShow.com. Hit the contact button. And send us an email, and we'll be getting back to you very, very shortly. So if you want to be an intern as well, we're looking for interns to come and help out with the show at wrestling shows as well.
Are we? What will they do?
Here?
Yeah. What will our interns do?
Bring us food.
Okay.
Bring us food for the... So really, you're paying us to...
yeah.
And what if Justin came in here with... we'll let him come on and talk wrestling with us.
Sure, sit here and talk.
So get some free mic
Would
time.
you teach an intern? Would you help teach them how to do some production stuff if they wanted to?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what an intern would do.
You never want to teach people that could replace you.
No one can replace you on this show, Glenn Moore.
Thank you.
It's you and me, buddy.
That's me. and
well, you're the production. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if you want to be an intern and come hang, and hey, we can have someone set up. Well, no, because then I would be I can't let someone set up the stuff at AIW.
That's what I was asking. Would you teach them the production
no,
side?
Because
they want to learn.
Because if they do something wrong and I have to fix it anyway, I just might as well do it myself.
Well, that's what an intern does.
Well, an intern can come in here and dust and in the studio.
Sure.
Keep the people away from the window. Bring us food.
Food.
Bring us some girls from the yoga class.
Listen, maybe if we're interviewing people at the wrestling show, they can video it for us so we could put it on our YouTube channel. That's good. We could do that.
They can do that. We can give you some high quality, teaching you the ropes on, well, not all the ropes, but certain aspects. We'll give you some guidance.
Absolutely.
And he can give the girls some time in here from the yoga studio when they let out, when we're doing the show.
Yeah, you could check out girls.
They'll bring them in the studio.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Whatever this intern wants to do, we'll let them do it.
This is a pretty open internship.
I mean,
creative freedom for the internship.
We don't have much to offer, Steve.
Well,
so
Ryback might be looking for a job.
Yeah, Ryback could be part of the show.
Yeah, great intern.
The Ryback. All right.
Ryback, you want creative freedom? You go ahead. Go to thisisawesomeWrestlingShow.com and hit that contact button and let us know that you want to be our intern, Ryback, and you'll get the most creative freedom you've ever had.
A couple side notes really quick. Our website is all taken care of for traffic-wise and not being able to shut down anymore. Website shut down a few times over the past couple of weeks due to major traffic. We are now all set to handle the big traffic, and it would take like 100 million. It would take over 100 Bray Wyatt retweets to get us to crash again. So we were able to handle the load.
Moving on.
And so this is AwesomeWrestlingShow.com. And also a big shout out to a good buddy of mine, Jerry the King Lawler, for opening his new bar and grill in Memphis on Beale Street called King Jerry Lawler Bar and Grill. The signage went up just 2 days ago, and they officially opened on the 29th down in Memphis. And can't wait to go down there.
How did he come up with the name?
King Jerry Lawler?
Yeah.
Well, that's his name. And Bar and Grill, Steve.
Why is it called King Jerry Lawler instead of Jerry the King Lawler?
That's what he was known for many
in Memphis.
Years.
King Jerry Lawler.
King Jerry Lawler.
That makes sense.
And so if you want more information, there's a Twitter for his restaurant, and he has a Slam Burger, which is like the big thing in Memphis back when Jerry had like a small little restaurant back in the 80s or 70s or whatever.
What's on the Slam Burger?
I do not know.
Is it like a challenge? Like you have to eat?
No, it's just like it's
just
a triple patty kind of thing.
Just kind of what it's known for.
It's like the big burger on the menu.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure there's be unique menu wrestling items probably on there. You need to go down there.
Yeah.
So
love to.
Yeah, love to go down there and visit Jerry again. And the King. So if you're Memphis, King Jerry Lawler Bar and Grill on Beale Street, it's like the most historic street in Memphis.
In Memphis, yeah.
So he is right on there. So make sure you hit up King Jerry Lawler Bar and Grill. All right. Anything else, Steve? You want?
Yeah. While we're talking about the entrepreneurial spirit, this week we saw a huge birthday in the world of wrestling. The Rock celebrated a birthday.
Yeah.
Today being Tuesday, it was yesterday and Monday. And to celebrate it, The Rock can't stop, man. Project Rock comes out with
oh god, yeah,
the Rock Clock. Now, this is supposed to help you. If you follow The Rock on social media, The Rock wakes up at the ass crack of dawn before 5 a.m. so that he can go and he's clanging and banging and clanging and banging in the gym to get his workout in every single day. And he wants to help motivate you with whatever your goal may be.
Yeah.
So he basically created an alarm clock, and it's supposed to wake up and you see it and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to get my goal. And there's some other things with it. But he has some creative alarms.
There's a few. That,
Yeah.
Right.
I think my favorite is The Rock singing.
There's a few.
I like he sings some about wake up sunshine.
Oh, the Good Morning Sunshine.
Good morning sunshine.
Yeah, we'll see if this app crashes. If there's so many downloads for this, or so many people using it,
Using his.
Yeah.
I downloaded it already. There was an update today.
Oh wow! So a lot of bugs being fixed for.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Rock clock. If you want to, you can set your time for the Rock's alarm.
Oh
wake
yeah,
up the
with
same
the Rock's
time.
alarm.
It was 4:45 in the morning. Crazy. The dude is nuts, and there's no one else like The Rock.
There's not.
I'm happy that they named it, the Rock Clock, and not like Dwayne Johnson,
Clock.
DJ Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
Trying to keep with the wrestling moniker, which is great because
That's
he seems
good.
like to deviate from that sometimes, and that's what he's known for is The Rock.
Yeah.
I am getting kind of pretty sick of the wrestling Rock a little bit. It's getting a little bit. The act is wearing out on me a little bit.
Of the wrestling Rock?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little bit too much. But I enjoy Ballers and I enjoy his movies.
Well, that's great. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
I'm sure he would.
Baller Season 2, debuting soon.
But he only reads people who are celebrities on Twitter, apparently.
Well, you know what? Probably if you had WWE in your name, like a real super fan, he'd
should.
retweet you. Happy
Glenn
birthday.
Glenn Moore, WWE. I should Jerry Lawler fan WWE. There we go. Get 30,000 followers. People think I'm Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. We appreciate you listening this far into the show, an hour after starting. We'll be back next week. AIWrestling.com for their events. Make sure to hit them up. ThisIsAwesomeWrestlingShow.com. The website. Links to iTunes or Twitter or Facebook, Instagram are on the website. If you're on iTunes, make sure to leave a comment, rate, and subscribe to us as well. Really appreciate it and helps with our rankings on iTunes. So we'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.